to Barbell Brigade. I'm Gio.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Lou.
Salam Mike.
Whoa, what's with the hats? I like
We're
it.
taking a new look.
We're going back to like the
Beach
motocross.
volleyball
Yeah,
look?
yeah, I'm
You need
down.
a shorter bill though.
The 90s.
Wow, you look like you came out of the 90s though.
I kind of did.
All right, guys, do you think it's ever too late to begin training?
Yeah, just quit. Go home. You're done.
No.
Yeah, of course not.
Take it, Charlie.
Why is it of course?
Take it, Silent Mike.
I think that it's never too late to start training because personal improvement should never stop. And so if you're looking at becoming a better version of yourself, it depends on what training you want to get into. And not saying that you should have specific goals, but realistically, like I have a client of mine, his name's Otis. He's one of the coolest people.
Shout out
ever.
Otis.
Shout out Otis. He'll never see this. Maybe I'll show him, but he's a really cool guy. So he's a Vietnam veteran. He has PTSD really bad. And when I first met him, he had 2 frozen shoulders. He is medically disabled, like completely jacked up. And he told me, that everyone else was kind of giving up on him. Even personal trainers that were in the gym didn't want to work with him. And I told him, I was like, even though people think you're a liability, like I'll help you. So this was 7, 8 years ago I started with him, and he was in his late 50s, I think, or wherever he was at. Started working with him. Now he could do burpees, he could weight train, he could do everything. And one of the coolest things that I've ever experienced in training was he said that I don't care to be like the strongest person, I don't care the things. He's like, but I can go to Disneyland and chase after my grandkids. So like for me, that's
so
super
cute.
cool. No, it is, it's cool. And here's a guy who's like, unfortunately has, seen some very violent stuff and has done some very violent stuff and was just jacked up and weathered, but no one wanted to look at him and see that he could do anything anymore, which this guy was 18 years old in war. And like if you hear some of his stories, like probably one of the most badass people I've ever heard of in my life. Not that I condone, hurting other people, but when you're fighting for our country, you come back and you have these issues, and then for years no one addresses those things, and you have like someone who's willing to reinvest into you. That was the coolest example of finding someone to do that. And I've had multiple clients that started in their 50s, 60s. I had a client one time that was 80 years old, and they just wanted to move around, but for her, it was just getting out of her house and socializing. And so I think that you're never too late to start. Now, what I will say is this, if you want to be 60 and snatch, clean, and jerk, or set like powerlifting records, there can be some roadblocks you're going to run into. You just have to be very smart with the way you want to approach those goals. Mm-hmm. So I think that if you're a late stage adopter to training, you have to have very general goals at first, just to see how your body's going to handle training if it's something you've never done before. Now, if you're a reoccurring athlete, like you had a sports background before, and then just for years you haven't done anything because of life, you'll also at that point have to remember you're not the guy that was your varsity football captain. You're now a 6-year-old grandfather that cannot push the same way. And so sometimes when you're working with an athlete, the mentality of where they were and where they're at doesn't match. And so it's taking someone and showing them. And so I think it's very important for those kinds of athletes specifically to find a good reputable trainer or a gym that knows what they're doing to help them, because you train without the education at that age, similar to someone who is young, the probability of getting hurt is very, very high. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah,
Completely agree.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely think that you should start at any point in your life. Like one thing that my father passed away because of some health problems, and I kind of wish like I'd known what I do now as far as like, so I could help him, just like as far as just like getting healthier, eating better, like whatever your goal is, it's like never too late to start, you should definitely start somewhere. I think you and I were talking about like having families eventually, like, well, you're gonna have a family.
Oh yeah, my wife's
Congratulations.
pregnant.
Congratulations. And I think one thing that you and I were agreeing upon was just like being older and being able to function normally, like being able to play with your kids or just trying to live as long as possible. I don't want to, like me for example, I don't want to walk on like a cane or like, and have to depend on that or just like things like that. I think that's horrible, and I think that anybody can improve like their lifestyle, even if it's a little bit. I think that you should go for it. I think it's really important to address any type of like issues or whatever your goals are. Like it doesn't matter. There should never be like a time limit or like there should never be an age restriction on anything that you want to do. Like if you want to do it, you should. You know, I think the worst thing that you could possibly do is like not reach your goals or not accomplish anything that you've always thought about, because that just leaves you with like doubt and like always wondering what if. And I think that's the worst thing you could do in your life.
Yeah, I think for everybody, strength training, the gym is the best place to start. You're never too old, never too young to get stronger. You're never too old, too young to get self-improvement. And fitness or I think strength training in particular is the most basic form of self-improvement. You did 2 reps last week, next week you're gonna do 3, or down the month you're gonna do 5. You can feel it, right? That's the whole shift in everyone's mentality in fitness, from how do I look, what do I weigh, to what can I do. And like Charlie said, maybe it's not breaking a deadlift record, but maybe it's like, oh, I can sit down with no back pain. I can lift the groceries. I don't have to go get the kid down the street to move my groceries down, or take the trash out, or mow my lawn. And there's no age limit on that. You're never too old. It improves bone density, obviously musculature, obviously metabolism, which are all going downwards as you get older anyway. So I just almost see no negative side effects, besides hopefully you get a good instructor along the way that can lead you.
Yeah, just being in the right environment.
I think that's one thing, is that there's not too much, there's not a great emphasis as far as like the older population. You know, like a lot of the times, like I feel like,
or something.
yeah, I feel like the focus on older population is being careful. You know, you shouldn't be doing this because you're gonna get injured. And although you're more prone to injury, of course, like your body's breaking down, you're aging. You know, just like you said, I think you have to be a lot smarter as far as the approach, and just finding a good instructor or coach or whatever it is that you're looking for that's gonna be appropriate for your goals and your needs. It's gonna be very careful as far as like you reaching that. You know.
Yeah, I feel like what would really cause a huge shift in that would be like if the doctors are being educated in that realm, so that they can educate, you know, the people that come and visit them, opposed to saying like, stay away from stay away from lifting heavy. They should be like, hey, you should start implementing proper form. Like if you start doing squat or like weight training or barbell training, I feel like that would help a lot with like osteoporosis or whatever.
Tons.
I'm glad you addressed that. There's so many people in the like field of pharmacy that just want to prescribe instead of fix.
It's unfortunate.
And that sucks.
Yeah, it's super unfortunate.
You were going long. Barbell training, osteoporosis, posture, strength. You're on it. Go.
I lost it.
Sorry.
No, it's
I
okay.
screwed you up.
It's
Sorry,
okay.
handoff.
I'll try to fire you back
She got
up.
I know, I lost it because I was like, damn, that was good. Oh yeah. So since all of you guys are trainers, I know you guys all have clients. Like, what do you say to the person that says, hey, I'm too old, like I shouldn't be doing that for the reason of, hey, I'm gonna get injured, or I'm gonna look like a fool? That's one. The other side would be, hey, I shouldn't be, weight training or barbell training just because my parents say it's gonna stunt my growth.
Parents? Oh, for kids.
For kids or for older adults?
So I guess
I don't know if we have enough time for me on that one.
All right.
I mean,
Go ahead.
I just break it down as far as just like the opportunity that you have to like self-improve. You know, there's a lot of countries and a lot of places where the emphasis is going to be working and surviving. You know, we have a really big opportunity, and honestly like a big blessing for us to even have like downtime to work out, to eat, like especially here in our country. You know, we're very, very lucky, and I'm like, you have the opportunity to improve and to live longer and be better. Like there's so many outlets out there, whether it's like videos or the gym or CrossFit or weightlifting or powerlifting or sports. It's like available at almost any level, from kids to adults to even senior citizens, whether it's like swimming or just so many things, but people don't take advantage of it. You know, people take it for granted, and that's what I tell people. I'm like, don't take your life and your health for granted. You know, it's very important to like address it as soon as you can, whenever you can. It's something that you should never neglect, and you should really seize the opportunity to be better and feel better. You know,
like I'll say this, and this is probably gonna get me in a lot of trouble, but this is one of the things that makes me upset. So in the time that I've been coaching, because I coached youth for a very long time in specific strength training. My sister is 8 years old. I had her front squat like 40 kilos. She's tiny. Like my little sister is strong. Like I work with these kids, I get them better. I could say 100% certain, every parent that's ever asked me about stunted growth with children with strength training, or issues with children training, or asking about my program, that's ever had a question, that parent is out of shape or doesn't physically train themselves. every parent that's never had a problem with it is generally physically in shape and understands the benefits of doing it. I wouldn't go over to someone who's feeding their child McDonald's and say, do you think it's acceptable for you to feed your child fast food because they're gonna have a heart attack? That'd be disrespectful, right? But if you look at what I'm doing and you understand, not me, maybe strength and conditioning as a whole, if I put myself out there to train young children and I own a gym, I own multiple certifications, I've been in my city running my business for over 6 years, and I'm seen in Northern California and California as a good reputable trainer, and you're coming to like my house for help, why would you question what it is that I'm doing to help your child? I love kids, I've never hurt a kid. And so my frustration with this is that you wouldn't go somewhere and ask someone in their profession or their field, right? Are you sure this is okay? Then why are you here? You know, and I'm sorry if that like just really strikes a chord, but I really have a huge frustration with that. Now, if you want an explanation of what can happen, what can't happen, and you want to know those details, I will, but most of the time, I'll get adverse comments, or I'll get people talking crap online, or I'll get people or parents speaking negatively amongst my program, and I've never had a kid hurt in my program, ever. And so if you're looking at the aspect of strength and conditioning for youth, that's one of the only things that is an education process through self-improvement that they'll have at a very young age that will transcend them through their entire life. It's like teaching them how to read or write, but you don't want to teach kids movements. You want to sit them in their room, put them on a video game, put them on an iPad, neglect your child, have them become type 2 diabetic, and have zero interactions with other kids and people, and then they go to an outdoor setting and they're socially awkward, or they have extreme ADD because they're not around people or don't get to exercise or move. It's frustrating. Like, that honestly pisses me off, and I'm sorry it makes me so mad. I just wish more people would have their kids be active and teach them how awesome it is to be physically fit. That's my soapbox.
Damn.
That just
That was
pisses
beautifully
me
said.
off.
That was beautifully said.
I think most of the issue
Makes
comes,
you mad.
they talk about growth plates or stunting growth or whatever, and everything I've read or heard over the years is just that the only growth plates that are really going to close or whatever is going to be like high impact. We're talking like car crash, maybe a freak tackle or something. It's not from weight training. So the whole stunt growth is kind of out of
Within programming for the children, I'm not programming them for maximal loads at 8. It's teaching them how to squat.
Kids are more mobile, more flexible than any other human being in the world. You don't hear about 12-year-olds snapping hamstrings. Everyone in the NFL, NBA, everywhere else is snapping hamstrings left and right. There's obviously now, obviously there's now funny pictures all over the internet of kids picking things up and they get into a perfect squat position with perfect posture. That's because their mobility and flexibility, their muscles haven't grown like ours. They're so mobile. The reason we're stiff is because we stopped squatting at some point and then we tried to
moving or
and then
being active.
we tried to pick it up again later. So if they continue that, they're probably going to be a lot healthier in the long run. And towards older people is, you know, it's hard to convince older people of a lot of things. They are wise and they're wise in many ways, and they probably have a lot of experiences that we don't. But I would just tell people, kind of like you talked about, kind of the freedom to this leisure of taking care of ourselves is in anything in life. Bad things happen, good things happen, whatever. There's only certain things we can really control in our life, and taking care of ourselves is one of them in every manner possible. So I don't really see any negative to taking that to the next level.
Why would you not want to train kids?
Man.
All right, guys, things are gonna get a little bit steamy, maybe a little bit awkward. All right, what do you guys consider to be the sexiest body part
On a guy?
on the opposite sex?
Oh, the booty.
You said it was gonna get weird. Oh, that booty though?
Heck yeah.
I'm in a weird situation. What did you say?
What do you consider to be the sexiest body part on the opposite
I got
sex?
it.
Go ahead.
The brain.
Wow, lame, dude.
Is that a body part?
You're
That's
a
an organ.
loser.
It's an organ.
Personality.
What?
So are you talking about a body part in specifics to
Brain's a body part?
reflection
It's
of
not.
where
Organ's a
something's
body?
identified on one's flesh?
Ask it one more time.
Like, so are we talking about just like physical?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Purely physical.
Purely physical.
Yes.
I believe the brain's a physical structure.
It's inside. You can't see a
Don't be
brain.
It's an
thirsty.
organic structure.
Don't be thirsty, bro.
We can't
Come
see
on.
abs.
Consisting of
Yes, you can. You can't see his abs, but you can see abs.
I'm not thirsty.
You're really thirsty.
I'm parched.
You look parched.
Okay, go ahead. Go.
Go ahead.
Who, me?
Sure.
Oh, me?
Okay, fine, I'll go.
I said the booty.
Oh, the booty, really?
Yeah.
That's like the hands down,
Yeah,
like the
it's
booty's
best
there. You're
part.
like,
And the legs, the lower body.
Oh, so there's an and.
Yeah.
And
it's
the
a combo.
stomach, and the back,
You don't
and
get
And the whole girl.
and the pecs.
I mean, when you eat,
Just
you,
one,
you
just
have a
one.
drink.
And her Just jaw.
Okay, the booty.
The booty?
I do like the legs.
All right. Wait, what?
1 and 2 or
Think
2 and
about
1?
it. We'll get back
I
to
got
you.
the combo.
We'll get, no. Only one. We'll get back to you.
Okay.
Think about it.
My favorite body part on the opposite sex, in regards to my wife,
Oh,
Misha
only,
Zamora,
of course.
would be obviously like glutes, because not only does it show like strength, and it's also very like sexy and attractive, but it shows that there's a work ethic involved in having that. Because you technically could have like a genetically bigger
You can.
butt.
And it could be perky,
You can,
too.
but when you know someone's working on that, Louis Simmons said the strongest people have the strongest asses, and so I think that's a reflection of hard work in and out of the gym, right? So strong ass.
Nice.
Some people just have like not like fat, like, but it's actually fat.
A fat ass?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not
there's
like
no
strong
muscle,
and
so-
toned.
So you
yeah.
still like that or no?
Do I like that? No, I don't like that. I like a toned, nice, round, and sperm booty. You know, juicy and delicious.
Juicy, hashtag. What you got?
Yours is still booty, or you're still thinking about it?
No, I'm still thinking about the
Okay.
booty.
What's yours?
You said you were gonna go.
Oh, fine, I'll go. For me, I like a big back, and I think I've always liked it. It just, I don't know. I just feel like it shows. Again, me not knowing anything about fitness at that time, it just would show me that this guy was capable. Like if he needed to like protect me, like I felt like he could, or it was gonna be a good hug. I just felt like he looked very capable
hug.
with a big back.
There you go.
Yeah, not fat
Big
back.
back's equal big hugger. I want to marry the best hugger there is.
What's yours?
What about you, Mike?
Probably the glutes.
Really?
Yeah. I like glutes.
I feel like you're. I feel like though, like if you said.
Also,
I feel like if you said though, like I think
Because
glutes
it's
are,
lame.
I think
Everybody already
glutes
said
are
it, but-
safe,
yeah.
but honestly, I swear to you, I think that if you said breast, you're automatically sexist,
really?
right? Like if you say like, oh, like breast.
No,
tits.
I mean you like what you,
You know
like.
what I think?
Yeah, but I think that perceived by others, one could say like, oh, I like a girl with like nice tits or nice boobs. If you say something
why I
like
said
that,
personality.
I think that could be conceived or like perceived
Okay.
as, because it's there's like there is something to that. At least with glutes, it's like kind of neutral.
Well, and at the same time, we are specifically talking about fitness-related
bit,
things.
yeah,
So the tits, I feel like you can't really talk about it because it
We
just
can
doesn't
build
make
pecs.
sense.
yes.
Ladies can build some pecs.
Do you like pecs?
So you like a woman with pecs?
I mean, every woman
no,
has
Like
pecs.
pecs or boobs?
So let's
So we'll
get
go
this
off the side though, but when ladies do build
Is
pecs.
this like when we watched that movie the other day?
No,
Trainwreck?
that was Nadeem. Oh, no.
We were watching Trainwreck and he's like making those weird comments. Is that you?
Yeah, me and John Cena are very similar in many ways. But besides that fact, when ladies do build pecs, their bosoms tend to look better. But that's
Like-
besides the fact.
Like, you
They
mean their
do?
boobs
Yeah,
look
yeah.
But
better?
at a certain point, there has to be.
No, because when you guys are thinking there's other factors involved, such as body fat and often supplements, where I know where you're
You
going.
mean steroids?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I wasn't going
No.
there. I
You
wasn't
guys were
going
gonna say
there.
too much pec.
I'm not really big on the boobs, whether it's fat or muscle. I like an ass better than I like.
But legs or ass?
Yeah, but if you talk about, like you said though, like, I don't know if boobs have a regard to fitness.
Oh no.
Unless
no,
you're
I'm not saying they do.
specifically saying,
I'm
I
not
like
saying. I'm just
pecs.
saying if the same girl builds pecs, her breasts are often going to look better than if she didn't build pecs.
Why? Because they're going to be in a higher
They're
state.
perky.
Yeah, they can get perky. Yeah.
Percolating.
So they're not like loose on the yard.
What would be okay? So the consensus here is an ass.
Kinda, yeah.
What would you say would be the second then? Would it be like shoulders, arms?
I'd probably go
Yours would be legs.
So
I
we
like
are talking
legs.
about
fitness. Let's keep
Kind
it
of fitness,
Okay.
but you're talking.
Yeah, let's
you're
keep it
talking
fitness.
sexual attraction too.
Yes.
I'd probably go stomach, a flat
Oh
stomach.
yeah.
But then,
Fat stomach,
but
nice
you could
ass.
argue though in bikini and figure that it is.
That
What?
it is.
You could argue for boobs in bikini or figure because it's a part of their aesthetics for
That's
fitness.
true.
It is, but because those go away the more you work out, and like he was pointing out with body fat, those tend to be
Unless there's augmentation.
implants, right?
Yeah.
Right, and that's
There's
that's
booty.
already going
There's
somewhere else.
There's booty implants. I think that's
There
very
is.
popular
There's
right
booty
now.
injections.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
I know you guys took it. You guys took it somewhere else.
I like
so just keep
flat
it basic.
stomachs and glutes.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Flat stomachs
Flat
and
Let's keep
glutes.
it
stomach.
there.
Flat stomachs and glutes. There you go.
Legs
Yeah.
and
that's good,
butt.
right?
Legs and
Legs and
butt.
Oh, nice.
Like, what
Yeah,
are you looking
Misha's got
for?
really nice legs.
Are you looking for some quads,
I think
bro, or
that
some
the
hams?
I think that the legs and the butt also, like you were saying, just like, you know, show that they've worked really hard as far as lower body. I like it a lot.
He's getting way turned.
How about this? I like what
I've seen Lou like this.
Yeah, what I appreciate
I
about.
told you it's gonna get hot and weird.
Yeah, okay,
A little
I
awkward.
appreciate
How are these,
it.
buddy?
I-
Are you into that?
Nah, too much.
Oh.
That's a lot of
When
hair.
next thing you know, his legs will be shaved. You're gonna walk in he's like this. No, what I appreciate about my wife is that I think through training in fitness specifically, if you do develop your glutes and you're working on your legs and everything, it does give you more of like a feminine figure as
It
well.
does.
So it is a very like empowering woman thing too. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I love
So
it.
you're
and how hard Misha works.
so you're glutes and
I say all,
Like,
how it all
oh,
ties
stomach.
in, like glute, stomach, just how everything ties in.
okay.
So for him, it's basically if the girl trains,
Fit.
she's hot.
Yeah,
Exact-
you like a fit girl.
Oh,
If
you-
Misha
your wife.
trains,
Your wife,
she's hot.
not the girl. Your wife.
I think that I think that any girl that takes the time to devote herself to being better
Goes up a
I
level.
think that's an attractive quality.
Yeah, that's
my
beautiful.
attraction is for Misha
I
Zamora.
agree.
Number 2.
My number 2, I would say it's kind of a tie between more muscular arms or big quads.
Big quads?
Yeah.
I would never expect that from a lady.
Yeah. I don't really care about butt. I mean, I'm
It
like,
makes sense that you're with Bart. He's got all
He has a
that.
huge
Yeah.
butt.
I know.
What
I
about
like
He has
Dom?
everything.
I like
he does
really
have
It
athletic
pisses me
build.
off. He has
He's
everything.
hot. He's really hot right
I
now.
know.
Bart's jacked.
He has it all.
He's like, oh, I just want to work on, getting shredded. I'm like, dude, I want to be an alpha gorilla like you. But then he gets shredded, then I'm like, dude, then I want to be shredded
He's
like
got
you.
nice
He
hair,
has
great
big
personality,
arms, big butt.
huge dong.
Oh,
I mean
about
deadlift.
All right, before this gets any more awkward, if there are any other questions that you guys would like for us to answer, non-sexual,
Oh, I
please
know.
leave them in the comments below.
All
like the
sexual
video,
comments
no.
below.
Why did you
No.
spot him on the deadlift yesterday?
Please
From the
leave it
front.
in the comments below.
Front
Like the
lever.
video, share with all of your friends.
Look, this is what I'm doing, but
Oh my god.
oh my god.
What fitness fad would you guys be doing if you couldn't be training the way you guys are training now?
Fitness fad, style, whatever.
Fad.
Fad.